Hello, hello, what is up, ladies and gents, and everybody else? Welcome back. We are cruising around here, cruising around in circles. No, just kidding. One quick little change that I did make here recently is I kind of switched up. So I basically turned off the charcoal byproduct distiller here. And as you can see, I got some HV output hatches, an HV input hatch, and we're processing up some liquid air. So the nice thing about liquid air is, well, we are getting ourselves some argon, we are getting ourselves some helium. What is the purpose of these items? Well, that's pretty straightforward. For example, lumium with helium only takes 121 seconds. So about a 25% reduction in overall time. And same thing with the signalum back here, right? Same general concept with that helium process. So it takes a little bit less. I think it was 300. Now it's 214, right? Just kind of speeding things up a little bit at the cost of a liquid. Other than that, our vacuum freezer over here is working great. To accomplish this, I actually do have air being supplied from our air over yonder into this newly created vacuum freezer on HV to basically keep our liquid air at all times right there to supply that item. Pretty straightforward, nothing too crazy there, just something to consider. We even have some crushed ice coming in, not that that's necessary. Other than that, what else did I work on a little bit off the camera? Off the camera, oh, that's right. I did do tungsten carbide dust. I haven't started cooking this one, but I did at least start getting the dust. The other one is I got some ultimate dust. Yeah, ultimate. So that's cobalt, chrome, nickel, and molybdenum. To get yourself some ultimate. And, well, for that guy there, we are processing it accordingly right here to get ourselves some ultimate ingots. Okay. No big deal. Pretty straightforward, though. And, yeah, as you can see, we're up to about 300 or so of the ultimate ingots. Now, ultimate is actually really nice for tools and stuff, right? You get a little bit more durability in the Greg Tech world with the ultimate. It kind of actually gets you back to, vanilla diamond levels. So it's going to be nice for all of that for sure. But in the meantime, we got a few other things to work on. And this one might be a little scattered this episode. It might be a little bit of a back and forth kind of conversation as well, where we might jump from one thing to the next. But all that we need to do is we need to get ourselves a large chemical reactor. So without further ado, let's craft up a couple of these items. I'm pretty sure I probably had them, and then I built some other things. But there we go. Large chemical reactor. Nice. You just unlocked a new cape. A what? A what? All right. Either way, we got ourselves the large chemical reactor. Very nice. We'll collect our reward and kind of complete that cycle. The other thing, too, I do actually have argon, so I think I should probably just do this quickly and go, hello, quest complete. Right? Boom. Nailed it. Pretty simple. Pretty simple victory there. But, yeah, all things considered, there we go. We'll throw that back into the system. Nice little easy victories with a decent amount of coins too, might I add. So, large chemical reactors. Well, I started building this new platform. It's a little rough, I'm not going to lie, but we are going to slowly work on this accordingly. Now, this is showing HV inputs and outputs. I don't know if I actually need HV or not, but we'll find out very soon, I'm sure. And I know we can go with a more higher up core. So, all right. So it's chemically inert. And then we have our energy hatches there. So we got 4 of them. We got a maintenance. We got input bus and output bus. Okay. Let's give this a try and see where we're at. So we got some PTFEs. That's good. We'll just do that. I do not have my other items on me. So let's get some LV and see if it works with LV before we go too crazy on needing, HV stuff, right? It's not expensive by any means, but, just one of those little details, right? I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. And then we also need to get ourselves a maintenance hatch. We'll do an automatic one because that's pretty much how we roll these days. Boom and boom, automatic maintenance. Excellent. We'll throw that in the middle there. These guys here we'll leave open for our energy hatches. That's a different conversation. Up on the second level, it looks like we have that PTFE pipe casing surrounded in with the chemical reactor and an input and output hatch. All right, let's see how we do. So input hatch right above the input bus. Why not? Keep it simple. And we can throw that guy down. And equally, these guys here. So the PTFE casing, we'll throw that all the way around. And then last but not least, at the top, I think it's all just PTFE casings. Yeah. Okay. So I did not make enough of those, to say the least, did I? Where does the coil block go? Am I missing something here? Where did I miss the coil? Oh, it's at the back. Okay. There it is. All right. So this guy comes out. That'll go there. And then we'll just throw a Canthal coil in there. Okay. Let's get some more of these PTFE machine casings. So there we have it. We got the PTFE machine casings. But as you can see, I've left these two down here. Now, what is our goal with this thing, right? Well, it's to get our iridium, right? And for the iridium, we need to chemically react iridium chloride, which comes from a centrifuge of iridium metal residue. Iridium metal residue is made in a large chemical reactor with that rarest metal and hydrochloric acid. Pretty straightforward, right? But this is the catch right here. Right down there, it says IV. Yeah, so we need some energy hatches, or at least one. Now, when you look through these, the IV energy hatch, for example, let's just pull that one up. There it is right there. You could see that, okay, sodium, potassium, IV machine hull. Yeah, I could probably get these things. Tungsten cable. I can pull that off. Oh, that requires iridium itself. We don't have iridium yet. So we cannot make this, let alone this that also requires an IV cutting saw. So we don't really have access to that. But if we change this to an E, well, sure enough, I think we can pull this one off. Aluminium cable, EV machine hull, extreme voltage, which is tungsten steel wire. Not a big deal there. In an EV assembler, which we have, all we need is this PIC. Now, this PIC requires an EV cutting saw. So let's jump into the cutting saw. And you can see already that I have it in my inventory. The reason I made ultimate is because I need an ultimate cutting blade, which I just so happen, buzzsaw blade, that's the word, just so happen to have. Now, I think, don't know for sure if we can pull this off, but there we go. Ultimate, beautiful. Okay, let's build this guy first. Let's get ourselves a machine hull. Very nice. And last but not least, one more motor here. And we should have everything we need for our EV cutting saw. Beautiful. Nope, that one. Thank you. In here as well, as you can see, I've already gotten the PIC wafers, right, that we need. It's the 3-bolt versus the 2-bolt. The LP, this is the PIC. And that guy there is a brown lens with the phosphorus doped wafer. And the brown lens required chemical brown dye. This took me a good hour and even an assist from some others on the server to get some brown cocoa powder because I had not gotten any of it. So in the meantime, let's jump on in and get ourselves set up with this guy cutting accordingly so that we can get moving and shaking on this next step on my list. Either way, this should be pretty straightforward, nothing too crazy, but this step is very nice in the fact that we actually need a fluid filter too. It's going to really help us overall get this system up and running to, again, just the next step. A lot of what we're seeing in this pack is, okay, what's the next step? Next step. And some of them are even making the previous step redundant, but it's not without, issues or anything like that. It's highly recommended. So anyways, let's do that. Let's do that right there. In the meantime, I'm just going to throw down a quick trim like so. And of course, as always, I like to keep a quiet environment, to say the least. Okay, so this guy is running. That is great. 45 seconds, even with lubricant, which is a little ridiculous. I'm not going to lie. In the clean room. See, this is the one. It requires an IV chemical reactor and a few other things that we do not have yet to get that guy as well. But multi-used, this one, which is good. And it's also 45 seconds. So 45 seconds meets 45 seconds. I guess that works out okay. All right, let's throw in our LP or our PIC right like so. Excellent. We got it. That is good. So what do we need that for? Well, we need our EV energy hatch, right? Let's grab that right there. That's the one. So we need those PICs. We need aluminum cable, which I should have. We need an EV machine hull, again, which I have. So we can get all of these things pretty straightforward and get them done. Machine hull at the EV level right there. Let's craft that guy. Machine hull, EV, excellent. Let's get ourselves some aluminum cables. Aluminum cables for 2. Beautiful. Now we need our PICs. The triple ones for 2. Like that. And last but not least, we're going to need 2 buckets of sodium potassium. And more importantly, this extreme voltage cable. Now you get 8 per ingot. So that's 2 ingots of tungsten steel. 1, 2, like so. And I also need a neodymium, magnetic neodymium. Perfect. Okay, let's make the fine wire here quickly. That's not it. That's not it. Where am I at here? Right here. Number 3, we'll make that up. That won't take very long at all. And in the meantime, we can come up here and get ourselves our sodium potassium with our 2 buckets. Like that. Excellent. And this goes in any assembling machine, but I just so happen to have an elite one here. So we might as well use the fastest possible for this craft, right? I think so. That makes logical sense to me. So first things first, we need to get ourselves this guy here, which requires a number 1. Excellent. We'll get this. We'll throw those in there again. I'm just kind of storing them. That's for my next tungsten steel coil, which I should probably get to making. And we'll throw that guy in there and get this process going as well. Beautiful. EV energy hatch. So that gets us to the EV level. Now I got to rinse and repeat that a second time so that we can get everything we need accordingly to get this to the IV level. So when we slide on over now, we can throw in our EV energy hatches like so. And then on top of that, we're also going to need an EV energy converter, which we do actually have. And I can quickly make. That's good to know. And then I believe I also need some aluminum wire. I think I have some here. Yeah, 16X. Beautiful. I love it. All right. So we're going to keep this as streamlined as we possibly can so that we don't spend too much in aluminum wire or aluminum wire, I should say. So we'll just kind of go like so. And these are EV. This is IV level. Whoa, that was close. That was close. I need the end steel wire. That's what we needed. Careful. Careful with your wiring. As per always. The Lumium is my Ivy. They look so similar as well, which makes it even more dangerous. So keep that in mind when you're building these things. So I guess I don't need this here. Let's remove those guys. And we're just going to bring this across like so. And that should connect up pretty decently. I might add another one just to the side. We'll just maximize the amount that we can get in there at all times. And there you go. We have power. We have a completed structure at the IV level. So that's great. Step 1 complete, right? The next step to this journey is to bring up this and to get our iridium going, right? So iridium, again, we need iridium metal residue. We need hydrochloric acid and rarest metal mixture. So like anything, we need to bring this on up and we need to P2P it, right? Just like we've been doing every other time in our system to kind of make it the best that we can. So let's just do that. Let's do that. And we'll just throw a P2P on there. Beautiful. And of course, the dense cable doesn't love it. So we'll just do that. Okay, good. From there, we need to get ourselves a P2P link, which, I don't know. Sure, right there. Sounds perfect. Let's put it on the busiest line. All right, there we go. Okay, excellent. That should load up pretty quickly here. And in the meantime, we can get ourselves a fluid interface. I still haven't made a whole bunch of these. I probably should. Interface like that and an ME interface. Okay, boom and boom. Excellent. Easy stuff. So from there, we're going to get this iridium metal mixture. We need the rarest metal earth. Boom. We'll keep, I guess, 14 on hand. I guess 15. Doesn't really matter. And in here, to get this done, we need the hydrochloric acid. Okay, good. Easy stuff. Now, from there, we're going to get hydrogen. No big deal. And we're going to get acidic osmium solution. Okay. Acidic osmium solution we do not have yet in our fluid systems. And we don't need a lot of it because I would like to process it immediately into our osmium. So without further ado, we're just going to make it so that our system recognizes it and that we will get it done. Right. So where are we at here? Iridium metal. Good. That gets that acidic osmium solution. Beautiful. We're out of drives. Oh boy. Another drive to the system. Gotta love a good drive every once in a while. All right. Very nice. We'll throw that down and we'll throw in our new item. Okay. So from here, we just need to connect this up. Let's grab ourselves our conduits. We don't need you. We just need you. Not like that. Like that and like that. Okay, very good. And a little bit more of an item, like so. Excellent. And then from here, obviously, we need to get ourselves our filters and things like that to get this up and running. Again, pretty straightforward. This is our input hatch. So we are going to be, let's say we insert on brown, right? We're not inserting items here at all. We're going to be inserting on brown, but this is going to be hydrochloric acid. It seems a little mundane at the moment, but this is an important step overall. There we go. Our hydrochloric acid is coming into the system. Now, because we're talking smaller units here, our LV hatches are going to work just fine. This guy here, we're going to say that we're inserting again on brown, and we're going to filter it for the rarest metal mixture. And we'll tell it to keep 14 at all times in there. So we'll insert and we'll go like that. This will extract on brown, always active. So now we have the rarest metal mixture going in there. We have ourselves our hydrochloric acid. Why are we not functioning? What is going on? Where am I missing here? I don't think I'm missing anything. Why are we not processing? This is always fun. Input. Yeah. That doesn't matter. Does it have to be HV? Is it going to be picky like that? It might have to be. I mean, the structure's fine. It says it's fine. It's idling. We're all green. It might have to be. It's a little bit problematic. That's a little bit problematic. Okay. Well, let me, I guess, figure out that next step. I fixed it. We needed 2 output hatches. Makes sense. We're making 2 different liquids. Haha. Simple, right? But there we go. We got it fixed. I did upgrade them all to HV. I don't think that was required, though. I think it was just the simple step of getting things done in that regard. Okay. So first things first, let's put these items back into our system. Okay. Easy peasy. No big deal. Let's just disconnect that right there. Excellent. Keep it simple. Nothing needs to go crazy here. So we'll go output always on brown, output always on brown, and we'll just do an insert on brown. That's fine. So those liquids are coming out automatically and going back into the system. Our iridium metal residue needs to go back into our system, but I think what I'm going to do is I'm actually just going to throw down a drawer right here with those items ready to go. So we can throw this like this, boom. And I think this should auto output. I don't recall exactly, but let's put that in there and let's just see. Yeah, it looks like we're good to go. So it should auto output into this drawer. Okay, excellent. We got some of that going. We got that going. This should all be working pretty nicely. Not perfectly, not amazingly, but it'll do the job. Now, I could put down a storage bus, things like that here, which I probably will do. Actually, I definitely will do. So let's get ourselves a drawer controller and storage bus system here. And you know what? For sense of purpose and pride, we'll just do that and that like so, and we'll just trim them up. You know what? I'm even going to go fancy. Let's go with the trim down a whole level. Ooh-wee. I know. Leveling up around here. There we go. So that guy will be connected up. Just like so. Now, our P2P is all the way up here, though. So that's a little bit more problematic. We'll just have to kind of route that around accordingly. And it's not going to be too complicated. I'm going to keep it on the same general system. So we're just going to run it up and down like this, separate from the other one. And then I'll connect it into this pipework. Again, not complicated by any means. At no means, actually. But just one of those little details to get this thing up and running in the best way possible. All right. On that note, I do have storage buses and smart cables. Good. We'll throw that down and we'll give that a 100 priority. We'll throw down that guy and then we'll connect that up accordingly. Okay, good. So we should now have the iridium metal residue as a viable option in our ME system, right? So iridium metal residue, 50 of them. Perfect. That's what we have. Okay, and we should also be getting the osmium sludge or whatever we're calling that stuff again, right? Osmium. Yeah, 22 buckets. Look at us go. All right. First things first, I guess. Let's go and get ourselves a centrifuge in the HV level. I think that's what we need. Let's double check. Minimum MV. Excellent. So we'll do HV centrifuge. That's good. Man, I remember when all of these were so expensive. Now it's not that big of a deal. All right, we'll throw down the centrifuge right there. That'll work great. The iridium metal residue in the centrifuge. Pretty straightforward and not complicated in the slightest. So let's get this guy done and up and running in our centrifuge here through our crazy wiring at this point in time. I know, I'm sorry, but I was trying to be more organized. I promise. I really was. It just, it didn't happen, okay? I don't know what else to say. All right, this guy's just items, right? Yeah, that'll work perfect. We'll just copy that guy to that guy, and we should be good to go, and we should be processing our first bit of iridium. I can't remember the name, but it's the next step in the iridium cycle here. So we'll get this down, we'll get that down, and we'll throw a drawer on it, as we do with pretty much everything these days. The same general idea and concept. Iridium chloride. You know what? That is what I was going to say. But yeah, that's fine. Okay, now iridium chloride mixed with hydrogen, pretty much the hydrogen we get, will give us iridium dust. So we need to get ourselves a chemical reactor. This should be an easy process, to say the least, to get us set up with our very first bit of iridium. Now, all of this could be avoided, 100%. You don't need to do anything that I am currently doing. I know, right? Isn't that crazy? But it's true. You actually don't. You can get iridium from a microminer tier 4, and that's probably easier. I'm just going to be blunt. It most definitely is easier. But for us here, well, I wanted to set up this system anyways. So we're going to do it, and we're going to set it up accordingly. Okay. All right. This guy goes in here with our iridium chloride dust. I think we'll just throw in like 15. I can't remember. It requires 4. Okay. Let's just do 12 then. And we're going to need our fluid filter to get ourselves our hydrogen, right? So this guy goes into there with the hydrogen, and that's going to output accordingly as required. Boom and boom, right? Okay. The only difference is this is going to be inserting as well as extracting. Okay. All right. We're good. We're good. We're not getting hydrogen, and we're not getting the item. I actually don't have hydrogen. Oh, wow. Okay. Hydrogen. That should fix that. Yeah, I don't have hydrogen at all. Wow. And the iridium chloride. We'll throw down 12 of them. There we go. Excellent. That should be over here. You can hear the noise. I can silence the noise. And there we go. Our iridium dust. Just like that. We got iridium. That is amazing. So iridium, from there, we can put in the blast furnace with some argon for a reduced time in tungsten steel coils to get our first iridium ingots. Now, that step is completed. That is awesome. So step 2 of, 3 of 4 or whatever of this system is now done. From there, we can now work on the osmium, the acidic osmium sludge. This one is going to require a small distillation tower. Okay. No big deal. The main thing that we're looking for is the output. Okay. Now, this is 2,000. 2,000 divided by 5 is 400. Maybe we'll just do a normal distillery here and get the hydrochloric acid back, because I don't really need the water. And we'll get the same amount. So that takes 20 seconds. That takes 8 seconds. So it's going to take us a little bit longer, but I'm also okay with that. So let's actually get just a normal HV distillery. So distillery. Excellent. And let's just grab an HV one. Ooh, a Canthal Spring. Haven't made one of those in a while. Let's make one of them. What do we need for that? We need the long Canthal. Which means we need the Canthal rods, which I'm just going to do it the lazy way here. We're going to go long Canthal. like that, and like so. Beautiful. Canthal Spring. Now we can get ourselves that distillery. Easy stuff. Yeah, I don't feel the need to make more of those. So, okay, distillery goes down. That's good. And then from there, we'll throw in our filter for the osmotic blah, blah, blah. This guy, acidic osmium. And we can put that as well into our fluid interface. And then from there, I think we're kind of sort of just good to go with this setup here. Is that going to work for us? It might be fine. I think we're okay. We're good to go. So this guy we want on number 1. Boom. Let's roll. Let's roll. And this should give us, what is this giving us exactly? Osmium tetraoxide. Okay. So osmium tetraoxide, again, just another thing to worry about here. Let me set this up with the drawer and then we can move on. Last but not least, as you can hear the bubbles are flowing, we got the osmium tetraoxide dust going in, getting ourselves some osmium dust. Beautiful. So, all things considered, in a brief, really, get BOGO'd 2 in a row? Get out of here. In a brief, quick moment, we now have iridium and osmium, which is very, very nice. And that completes the whole cycle of our platinum sludge over here. So the platinum sludge group sludge or whatever, is now fully getting processed accordingly. And we are getting the correct output here for our iridium and everything else. So now we have our ruthenium, we have our iridium, we have our osmium, which is great. And last but not least, we also have our, what is it called again? Rhodium. Okay, so that's 4 additional outputs that we did not have before. Now, like I said, I did have that large elite assembly here, which is cool. And that does open up iridium for us. I just have to get some of that through an ECB. With that being open, I don't even know what it's going to get us. It's going to get us the iridium double plates, which will get us into the tier 5 miner, which probably sounds a little ridiculous. I'm not going to lie, but that is the step into the HSG coil and fission reactor, which is, I don't know where. That's going to allow us to get the Naquita, right? Again, it's a thing. Fission reactors, probably nuclear craft, I'm guessing, which I haven't touched yet. Yeah, right there. Right there. I figured as much. So, again, a little bit of, did I need to get this going right now? No. PBI probably would have been better to work on. That's a pain. I was kind of avoiding it. I'm not going to lie. Signalum double plates, those are really easy to get. I could have just gotten a tier 4 micro miner because this isn't all that expensive either. But, it's these little things and little progressions as we go through the line. I also really just wanted to kind of complete that entire process as we saw it to, just kind of move forward with that system. Now, the next thing that I would like to get done, and I'm going to double check the time. I think we have time today. Before I ramble on too long and mess that up, is a little bit on the mining side. So the last thing I really wanted to work on was basically getting this ore drilling plant going. Now, I don't actually, because I was getting sick and tired. Oh, yeah, I'm way out of range. I'm in the wrong void. So this guy here is going to require basically some input outputs and an energy hatch. Now, I believe this requires EV to IV, and I forgot to bring an EV or IV setup here. But this is kind of the same thing as the fluid drilling machine. So we're going to throw it down just right here. No big deal, you know, simple little things. So, in the meantime, I'm going to throw down at least the solid steel and what I have on me because I completely drew a blank on all the stuff that I needed to bring. So, without further ado, we'll say that's our middle. I'm just going to throw this across like that and dispose of our friend here. See ya. All right. That guy will go there. And you know what? We'll leave the front open here. So we'll do this and this. We'll put energy hatch kind of in the middle there. Okay. From there, we also need to get ourselves, let's see. That's the first level. The second level is the solid machine casing. Third level. So it's 3 up. Okay. Same as the other one. So 1, 2, 3. That's good. And then from there, we got the steel casings or frames around it, like so. And then I believe it's 3 above it as well. So let's do 1, 2, and 3. Okay, good. So we got almost there. Not quite. I have an HV energy converter. I have all HV stuff here. So I would like to go and get myself an EV setup. Back in action here with our EV energy hatch. We'll throw that guy down right on the backside. And, oh my lord, I forgot the input and outputs, didn't I? Ooh, it's been just one of those days. I also forgot my converter. Oh boy. You know, sometimes I was so prepared for everything else that I just forgot some fundamentals. It's fine. It happens all the time. All right. I'm just going to go with, I guess let's do HV. I don't know if we really even need that, to be honest. But you know what? Let's just do it. It's fine. HV input bus and output bus. That should be fine. So yeah, HV input bus. Great. I think we can just do that. Output bus. Okay. I think that's everything now, which is good. Let's head on back over there with our teleport. I should actually delete where I'm at and reset my home in the overworld to wherever my miner is. The nice thing about this miner, though, right, is it has silk touch, right? It produces 3 times more crushed ore than a macerator. So this is going to completely eliminate the need for a lot of my maceration that I have in my automated setup. Now, is that great? Yes and no. I think it's good, but at the same point in time, I built that system with the idea of macerating, and now we don't really need it. So that's a little bit frustrating. I'm not going to lie. But we'll find out very soon how that all works in the grand scheme of everything, right? So let's throw that down. Let's throw that down. Let's do that connection of the EV level. And then we're just going to throw in our input and output. I think we really technically only need an output here. Invalid structure. What do you mean invalid structure? What are you talking about, invalid structure? I just did all this work for you. Oh. Is it energy? Input hatch, output bus. Are you... So we just need the output bus and probably another solid steel, which I don't have on me. Back we go again. Back we go again. Okay, yeah, I figured we didn't need the input. Now that I think about it, what are we inputting into it? So let's just get solid steel. I think we can get away with that, but I'm just going to be a little bit cautious here and say, is it an output hatch? Input hatch. Okay, let's grab an input hatch just in case of the LV variety. As in case the solid steel one doesn't work, let's be a little bit prepared, I guess, right? To the best of my ability. As we've had to teleport a lot more than I've wanted to here. in the last few minutes, and that teleportation sound is still very, very loud. So I apologize for that, but can't seem to lower it. If you know how, let me know. But yeah, otherwise, yeah, I don't know how. So, okay. So we're not going to be producing any liquid. So does that work? That does not. All right. Input hatch. There we go. We got a valid... Oh, that's right. We need drilling fluid. That's why we need the input hatch. Okay. The nice area about this, the nice thing about this is the area of 49 by 49 blocks. That is a much larger area than our previous drill. So without further ado, let me just kind of... I did not mean to do that. I need to find my last chunk here, wherever it was. I actually don't recall. I think it was this way. And I just want to unchunk load that chunk. Yeah, right there. Beautiful. And then we're going to chunk load this one. And then, yeah, I'm going to have to get an ender tank set up with the drilling fluids. Oops. Boom. Boom. Chunk load. Thank you. All right, so I'm going to get the drilling fluid that we need for this, and we should get it up and running. Finally, I hope we are good to go. There we go. We got drilling fluid. We got a lot of production. Holy crikey. All right, you go there. You go there. Output. Always active. Insert. Beautiful. Will it go where it needs to go? I don't know, to be honest. I don't think it will, based on my system and what I have. So we're just going to upgrade that guy, making sure that we fill up our ender chest as quick as possible. As you can see, we're getting crushed, we're getting stone, we're getting all this stuff automatically, which would be normally done by my macerators, right? So we're not really in the best situation back home with our setup, right? Not a big deal, though. You know, all things considered, things can be tweaked / adjusted. So we have this guy right here, and it was inputting directly into that. Well, we no longer require that at the moment. So I can remove this, and instead we should be inputting into basically this ender chest, shouldn't we? This is the one that I think it should be going to. Let's just confirm. We kind of need to put it into this line here somewhere, right? So what if we just do this and we kind of share some of the configuration here? So we have that one. We can do that. And we can kind of just say like this. Does that make sense? No, that should be extracting on blue, right? It should be the opposite. Extracting on blue, always active, right? And this should then go where it needs to in our system, right? Is that correct? Boom. Nice. We got there. Took a second, but we got there. Other than that, I'm going to throw in upgrades over here as well. I'm going to double them up over here just so that we're always usually empty. Now, from there, I think the system should take over. I think, anyways. I'm not positive. Yeah, okay, we're getting some purified already. We're getting some other things already, so that's good. This could potentially back up very, very fast. So, this is going to be a good little test to see how the system holds up. In the meantime, between this and next episode, I'm going to make 2 more of these drilling plants. One for the nether and one for the end. And we're going to start massively getting some resources. And they should already come in macerated. So this wall is going to be expanding quite quickly, to say the least. So yeah, little things like that that are going to continue to grow here in the system. So without further ado, look at that. Holy cow. Like rock salt ore? What? That's crazy. We usually were staying on top of that like no tomorrow. So Well, I'm going to have to keep an eye on some things around here for sure to see where we're at in terms of production. This stuff is probably working decently quick. Man, not overly. Okay, maybe we are keeping up okay. I mean, it doesn't seem like this wall's all that full, so it looks like we're able to keep up, which is good for now. But we are still very early on in the production cycle here, so maybe we'll start to run into some snags sooner rather than later. Probably at these pulverizers, as they could start to backlog. But I think for now, with the production we have and the amount of macerators we have, it seems as though the system is looking pretty good. So anyways, we're going to let that guy run. I'm going to keep my eye on this. I'm going to work to build 2 more of those plants. And yeah, like I said, we're going to the nether because we need a monazite. That's going to help a lot, and a few other things. And then also to the end to get some additional resources. Great steps, and we'll see how it works with our system here. So anyways, folks, that's going to be it for us today. Make sure you hit that like, subscribe, all that wonderful stuff to help support the channel. I've noticed a lot of people watching not subscribed. Just hit that button. Goes a long way. Thank you. And we'll catch you next time. Bye-bye for now. See ya.